He's made the most of it.
And you really got to respect ATM for the work that he's put in.
Now here's Ellis. They set the screen. Pass to Middleton. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And this is the start they wanted. Come out and put some points up early, hitting 3 of 4.
Now here's AI. Back to Trigg. Screen by AI. Tatum outside. AI drives in. Pass to Trigg. 3 on the clock. Yes, and it's AI picking up the assist. And here in the first, 3 minutes in.
Well, most know Sheldon Middleton as ATM, and he prefers it that way.
He tried explaining the self-proclaimed nickname to me once. Something about needing money? I'm not really sure. To be honest, I have no idea why the name has stuck around with him.
Now here's Young to the paint. And it's good for 2.
They've started strong. Shots are just falling.
Oh, yeah, shots are falling indeed. They're off to a very strong start offensively.
Let's see if they can keep it up.
And the Swarm call time here. Knock on Young. As talented as he is, he seems to get wrapped up in his own numbers.
He could be so much better than he is if he didn't worry about how many points he was putting up. Hopefully, that is something he matures out of. The former USC standout Middleton, he has dreams of making it to the NBA, and he's not giving up on them.
Pass to Grace. A minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Here's AI. Tatum, back to AI. Misses the 3.
Beyond the catchy name of Smoke and Mirrors, both Ellis and ATM are known trash talkers.
Yeah, they will get in your face and let you have it if you can't slow them down. Part of dealing with the duo is just putting up with all the trash they're going to send your way.
And that's part of what makes them so good.
Clock at 6. Here's White. Again, the miss by the Swarm. And it's the Mad Ants with the ball. On the wing, AI. Here's Randolph. Banked in off the glass.
They've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers, too.
Yeah, it's been a gritty performance and a physical brand of basketball, but, hey, that's how you win.
Bring your lunch pail. And we know what the Swarm offense is all about, smoke and mirrors. Ellis and Middleton are the engine for this team.
AI outside. Pass to Randolph. Tatum, screened by Grace. Out to the left wing. The shot's good on the assist by Paul Tatum.
You gotta love the range coming from the 4 spot. That's the versatility NBA teams are looking in for a power forward.
Here's the pick. Back to Ellis. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Well, the G League the last few years has increased the competitive level. Fair to say?
Oh, absolutely fair to say. Look, the NBA has been investing more and more into making the G League a true stepping stone for players who are on the verge of being NBA caliber, but they're just not quite there yet.
Now here's Ellis. And the foul called on AI. That is his first foul of the game. The Swarm making a switch here. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter play.
And the fire Jones plays with really inspires his teammates. He embraces being the Draymond Green for this squad.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, you know that this offense is going to lean heavily on the smoke and mirrors pick and roll.
And even though they do it with some flash, credit Ellis and ATM for being very refined and how well they can execute the 2-man game.
Now here's Grace. Pass to Tatum. Screen by Grace. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And the wisdom and guidance Tatum offers, it's just tremendous. An experienced guy who serves as a mentor to his teammates.
First trip to the line for him here.
Shooting for Fort Wayne, Paul Tatum. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And Paul Tatum, he's a bit of a tweener forward. Has some years of service on the NBA level so far as talent goes. He is really as good as it gets on this level. Still, he's a well-traveled player.
And here is Ellis. Pass to Middleton. Again, the miss by the Swarm.
A big lead for them, both on the scoreboard and the rebounding column.
Well, rebounding has been a big key, asserting their will, and they've taken control. It seems like they're getting a little complacent here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we've seen their free throw attempts stagnate. Not getting much going inside. They can't get too comfortable. And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, Tim. An exquisite pass to set up the alley-oop dunk.
Some eye candy for the fans.
Yeah, there are assists, guys, and then there are assists.
And Brian, really, what a whirlwind past few days it must have been for AI.
Comes in from China, gets his bearings in LA, and is immediately traded over to Fort Wayne. Hard for any player to be at their best after going through so many changes in such a short span.
And the Mad Ants call time here.
It looks like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting, and it's going to take a little time to talk it over.
Dominating first half of play, and so far it hasn't been close. Mad Ants out in front, running away with it. And we'll be back right after this.
Wish happy birthday to the loved one, or send any other message on our giant message board. You can. For more information, please visit us in the booth behind.
And welcome back as we begin the second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, but anything can happen. We're seeing a tremendous game from Carter.
What a first half it was for him, surpassing his average point totals up to this stage.
Yeah, he's on pace for a Tim Swartz game, which is a monster game. You know, it's too bad he can't score like this every night.
Well, it's no secret that Marcus Young has his sights set on a larger stage. He'll tell anyone willing to listen that he wants to be in the NBA. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he got there sooner rather than later.
Down low. And stolen by AI. And even 3-on-3 break. Pass to Randolph. AI high post. Just 5 to shoot. Left side Young. Randolph. Now Tatum. Guarded by Jones. And with ATM, surely his ability to move with his size is a handful to deal with.
He is surprisingly nimble for a player of his size and strength.
And as you said, Young clearly has aspirations beyond the G League.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, for Young, a lot of it is just learning how to work well within a system. The talent is there for sure, but he still needs to be more aware of what it takes to be successful with a group, not just on his own.
Pass to Middleton. Schrader the screen. Outside for Ellis. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And he'll let you know it, but Jackson Ellis is as talented as anybody in this league.
Well, Blake, confidence has never been a problem for Ellis. Even before he was teamed up with ATM, he was regarded as one of the future names in the league.
AI outside. Back to Trigg. Screen by AI. He got right to the cup using that screen.
3 for 3. That's the way to start the second half.
Now here's Ellis. There's a screen. Outside Middleton. Laces one from 3.
Oh, if you were only looking at the way that he's played offensively, you'd have to think his team would be ahead. Well, if AI is a name that sounds familiar, it is because he had a dunk that went viral not too long ago. A couple of showstoppers that occurred in an exhibition game against the NBA All-Stars. It was the biggest thing on the web.
Here Here's Trigg, and it's blocked by Jeff Schrader.
Can't throw that weak stuff around Schrader, a big man who enjoys coming up with blocks.
Here's Bishop. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Jacks up a three. Paul Tatum with the rebound.
Tatum spent a good amount of time in the NBA, and you can see it with his approach to the game.
Yeah, a decade in the NBA means so much, and it's something that never leaves you. Trust me, I've been there. And Tatum knows what it takes to succeed at the highest level, and that means as much, if not more, than youth in the game of basketball.
Greensboro calls timeout.
He saw too many easy buckets coming from inside and wanted to put a stop to it.
I would think so. I would think so. If they keep giving up the kind of easy looks inside and that they have been, they're in big trouble, too.
And they've got to change something up. Let's see what they do.
A different look for Greensboro. We've played just over a minute here in the fourth quarter. Here's AI. Right side Grace. And it's blocked by Jeff Schrader. To the middle. Here's Ellis. And a great assist by Sheldon Middleton as that one goes in.
Well, you watch Ellis play, and it is clear that he is a very tricky player on the floor.
Every move he makes, he does with precision and purpose. I mean, sometimes it seems like he's winging it out there, but he knows exactly what he's doing with the ball at all times.
You just got to love watching Ellis play. So close to picking that pass off.
Still a nice play, though, to make sure the pass didn't reach the target.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Pass to Ellis.
A surefire sign in this half has been their lack of free throws. They need to start battling.
Yeah, especially the way that they're trailing like they are right now. They need to do everything they can to put points on the board.
And he can't get the first one. That one misses.
Their struggles at the line this half are starting to haunt them like a Halloween ghost.
Hard to find better leadership than Paul Tatum here in the G League.
Very few NBA teams have veterans that won a ring, and the Mad Ants are very fortunate to have the expertise of Tatum, who has been at the top of the sport before.
Pass to White. Back to Ellis. This one for three. Nails the tray.
We've seen an obvious improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working for him in the first half.
Now here's AI. He's guarded by Ellis. Over AI. He clangs that one off the back iron, and it falls.
He had a first half that was pretty tough, but it's been a different story since the break. And AI, the newest member of the Mad Ants, he was a player they went out of their way to get. Coach Keller sees a great deal of potential in this young man.
Jones a screen. Pass to Middleton. They set the pick. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good, and he'll go to the line.
One shot.
As you said, Coach Keller specifically thought AI has exactly what the team was missing and was very vocal about acquiring his talents for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it's easy to see what Keller sees in AI as far as what the team is missing. AI plays with a lot of energy and has the potential to take this team over the top. Smart move by the Mad Ants and Coach Keller to fight for his acquisition. A fight worth fighting for?
Definitely.
Well, if you haven't read up on AI, the newest Mad Ant, he's been playing over in China prior to this. He was apparently putting up some decent numbers for the Shanghai Bears when he was noticed by the scouts.
Timeout called the Mad Ants. And AI was on the Shanghai team, got good minutes developing over there.
Well, you can see that AI is a much more polished and confident player, Blake, than the last time we saw him over here in college. Just seems to have taken some major steps forward with his play during his time in China.
I think being the go-to option really helped his development.
Definitely.
AI drives in.
And you see how hungry AI is. He wants to prove he has what it takes to perform at the next level. A long-time fans of the team know, Coach Keller, he's very fair to his players.
Yeah, and he preaches three things, Tim: discipline, control, and respect. Seems a bit of an old-school approach nowadays, but it's a hit with the team and the fans of the Mad Ants.
And we just love Coach Keller. He's great.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both. Ellis with it. Pass to Middleton. Zadirko. Three-pointer, Jackson Ellis. Boss with the rebound.
I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Looked good here, too. I'm as shocked as you.
Here's Trigg. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
He knows how to make his mark in the paint. Trigg's got a lot of other jobs to do out there, but scoring inside, that's job number one.
Pass to Zadirko. Back to Ellis. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
And you love the concentration from Ellis. The former UCLA Bruin is an absolute baller who loves converting these and-one opportunities.
AI outside. To the right side. Aslanoglu with the steal. Takes the 13-footer. Indra misses. And this could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
What a performance it's been.
Timeout called the Mad Ants. AI.
They going to see me shut it down, but I'm on the case. My enemies, they congregate and they go on dates. Talk about me over food and
The Swarm making a switch here. To Trigg. It's in! Zadirko has picked up his second foul.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
They are just not backing off, and they're going to close this one out in style. What a surge.
Give them credit just to finish this one off.
One shot.
And that one misses.
An interesting thing I heard about Trigg is that he didn't take up basketball until he was halfway through high school. He was actually a gymnast as a young athlete, but his body outgrew that sport. Just really good awareness right there on the assist.
And here are the Mad Ants. Shot and game clock separated by 5. AI inside, defended by Goodwin.
AI outside. 5 to shoot.
Trigger screen. And the Mad Ants tack on 2 more.
Yeah, I think AI did some work on his inside game during his time in China. He's looking very confident in that area.
Now Goodwin. And it's a win for the Mad Ants in the debut of AI. Strong game all around.
And it is rare to see a team not get run over by the tricks of smoke and mirrors. But the Mad Ants were able to survive the tandem and get the win here on their home floor.
And you could just tell that the energy of Fort Wayne has picked up with the addition of AI. The whole team seemed to play with a bit more fire.
And we announced with more fire. But that's going to do it for us here. For Tim Swartz and Brian Banafitemi, I'm Blake Suniga. Thanks for tuning into this broadcast of Mad Ants Basketball.
They just give me the rock after the screen, man. Move it.
Give me a second.
Think you own the court? You think you own this locker room now?
Nah, but I think I just scored more points than you tonight. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow night, and the next, and the next.
That's how it is?
Whoa,
huh?
whoa, whoa.
That's what you
Hey,
think?
whoa, guys.
Is that what you think is gonna happen?
Hey,
huh?
it's okay, man, it's okay. I'm just trying to get under Marcus's skin. But it's working.
Two breaded pork tenderloins.
Thanks, Joe. Do I still think about it? Yeah, of course I still.
Ball's in. 0-1. Here we go. Check. Ball side. 0-2. Check it. Here we go. Ball side. 0-3. Here we go. Check. Go. Ball side. 0-4. Check up. Ball's in. 0-5. Check. Ball's in. 0-6. Check. Ball's in.
Barbecue chicken alert.
6-4. Here we go. Check. 4-6. Check the ball's back.
Barbecue chicken alert.
6-7. Check ball's back. 7-6. Here we go. Ball's back. Check up. Ball's high. 7-9. Check it, ball in. Check it up. Here we go, check.
really need to be there the whole time? Oh, this is so bogus. We already have 3 road games coming up. Now we got to deal with this?
What's going on?
Directions to the Indiana State Fair. Charity booth.
State Fair, right, cuz? Isn't this fun? This is so fun. Oh, I'm having the best time. All right, step right up and get your picture taken with the Mad Ants. The Mad Ants right here. Okay, don't worry, guys. Stay positive. We'll get some takers. We'll get some takers. Anybody want a picture with the Mad Ants? No? Okay, that's not cool. Okay, be quiet. I think I hear somebody in the corn stalks.
Oh, no, it's just a nest of rabbits, Coach. I've been fooled twice already.
Rabbits?
Little help there, big fella? Wow. Nice throw. Crisp chest pass. Old school. I like that. I like that. Now, feels like...
No, man, I'm good. I got somewhere to be. Next time, though. All right, I'm gonna keep my $5 for now.
Okay. Look, I can tell you're a man of uncommon intelligence. And
Tough luck.
not as easy as it looks.
Wow, you ain't playing.
Another make for the lady.
Aw, I thought you had that one.
Gentleman falling behind here. And she's not letting up.
No kidding.
Nerves get you on that one?
Doesn't appear to be your game, sir.
Well.
Man. Might as well get this over with.
You said it.
Could you just back up a bit, please?
Just doing my job. Tough luck, boss. A nail biter. But in the end, a loss is a loss. Open for another go?
Nah, that's it, man. I know when I'm beat. You got a real shot. I'm impressed. And I don't know what happened to me. It's my job to make those. Man, I must have been nervous.
I'm thinking less about the nerves and more about the elbow flare on your release.
Oh, okay, so you are a ringer then.
I mean, let's just say I'm a firm believer in the fundamentals.
All right, see, that sounds like something that only a player would say. So what's the real resume here? Huh?
I was a starter in...
Whoa, where have you been, Smiler?
Surprised you made it on time.
All right. I'll buy it. Why wouldn't I be here?
I just figured your new PR guy. Have you doing a couple radio shows and TV shows this afternoon, talking yourself up.
Oh, man. Look who just rented a condo in your headspace. Hey, look, if you're not careful, I might just buy the whole building.
Okay, so you got jokes, huh? You ever get tired of hearing your own hustle?
There it is. My first down payment.
So it's all you now, huh? Just you and baby Zuckerberg?
Hello, everyone, from beautiful Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm Blake Suniga alongside Tim Swartz and Brian Banafitemi. We've got Mad Ants basketball for you as they take on the Long Island Nets.
And of course, the player to watch out for in the Nets is Andre Haji, better known as Vlad the Impaler, a monster of a big man that is a top talent in the G League.
And with Vlad on one side and AI and Marcus Young on the other, you can expect a lot of beautiful basketball being played.
Well, the Mad Ants will have their work cut out for them. We'll see if they're up for the task as this game unfolds here tonight.
And for Long Island, Vlad is the star of the team, but to top to bottom, they have talent.
Absolutely. They provide a tough matchup for teams because they can run so many sets from inside and out. Reminds me a little bit of how the Denver Nuggets are constructed.
Yeah, great point, Brian.
Now here's Kelsey. Haji, Trigg defending. And the basket by Haji. And with Vlad the Impaler, they really run the offense through him.
Every set this team has makes the best use of having an elite center in the middle. Haji is a great presence on the floor, and it's no surprise they built the offense around him.
Now here's Trigg. Pass to Randolph. Screen by AI. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Paul Tatum from the arc. Sinks the triple.
Gotta honor Tatum from deep. He has the range to torch you from these spots.
Now here's Kelsey. He's guarded closely. And the foul called on AI. That is his first foul of the game. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And stolen by AI.
What a reaction to that pass. A real display of defensive instincts.
Well, if you ever had the chance to talk to Paul Tatum about basketball, you can really just tell how passionate he is about the game. You pick any topic about the sport or any part of the game's history, and he'll chew your ear off about anything until the sun comes up.
An example of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Pass to Trigg. No good that time. Some solid defense from Andre Haji. And stolen by AI.
You know how things get around here in Fort Wayne. When the Mad Ants play, the entire city pays attention. The whole city shuts down as they love to support their local G League chapter.
Now here's Andrews. Out of bounds, it'll be Mad Ants ball.
Mad Ants ball.
Here in the first with just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And you can see the respect and commitment both the fans and the Mad Ants show each other.
Yeah, it's great to see, and a lot of G League teams might not get the recognition they deserve around the country. But look, that is not the case here in Indiana. The Mad Ants are the story around these parts. Very passionate fans who really love this team.
I mean, Indiana loves their basketball.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kelsey's shot is off. And AI and the rest of the Mad Ants were involved in some community work recently. They had a booth at the State Fair.
You just have to love that the team is willing to take time and meet fans on an individual basis by having a booth at the fair. It just takes a day for the players, but goes a long way in developing ties with the community.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way. He's got all types of tricks up his sleeve.
Timeout called, the Nets.
He wants to get everybody on the same page out there and maybe change some things up as well.
Yeah, that's probably a good timeout. You might as well talk things through.
And kind of change that game plan as well.
Joseph down low. Grace on him. Outside Kelsey. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight.
An energetic point guard who looks to involve his guys. Kelsey is still hungry to prove he's worth an NBA roster spot.
And when Young is on the floor, you know he is going to be a threat to score.
Offense just comes so easy to Young, and he knows it. You hope he finds a way to expand his game, but when you need a bucket, he is such a good option to have.
First team foul. At the line for your Mad Ants, AI. Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
The AI, he has something that not a lot of other players at this level have. The level of experience from playing overseas, taking a different style of play from his time in China. I think that'll help him make the jump and make him more versatile when he gets to the NBA. And of course, AI, a name that might sound familiar to college hoops fans, had a good run, a big game in the Sweet 16, but ultimately the team came up just short. Still showed some great potential in what was his final year.
Now here's Haji. Not this time, his first miss and 3 attempts from the field. Tatum outside. AI. Pass to Randolph. Inside, AI. The kick out to Young. Drops in the tray. And with Marcus Young, perhaps the first thing you notice about him is the killer instinct on the court.
Young is a player that is always looking to exploit a weakness or catch a defender slipping up. Sometimes he'll get too focused on that aspect of the game, but I'd say it's worked well for him so far.
There's a pattern taking shape. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Yeah, 4 of the last 5 baskets have been of exactly that variety.
Some room here for Ted Nelson. Offensive rebound. Ball's knocked loose. Kelsey, he's covered by Randolph. Pass to Haji. And the jam by Andre Haji.
And Andre Haji, better known as Vlad the Impaler, he is a handful of a center. Does everything you want from a big man, including scoring, defense, and setting up others on the offensive end.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and he'll have that ball there waiting for him.
Nelson outside. Haji with it. Grace on him. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact there. It goes on Lou Grace.
One of the best nicknames I've maybe ever heard. Vlad the Impaler. Strikes fear into the heart, doesn't it?
And with Haji, as you mentioned, it is the ability to create for others that's so special.
Very special, very skilled, very smart player. And, you know, it's rare to see a player of his caliber last long down in the G League. And I just think it's a matter of time before he catches on with an NBA squad. You just know there are scouts here watching him play.
Well, there's got to be teams that could use that kind of playmaking ability.
Absolutely.
And the head coach of the Mad Ants, Gordon Keller. He's a back-to-the-basics kind of coach. He's going to drill the fundamentals and accountability to this Mad Ants roster from the first whistle to the final horn.
And Coach Keller, not one to mince words with what he expects.
Absolutely not. If you're playing for Coach Keller, you're going to be sound fundamentally. And that structure he brings is crucial for players in the G League who are really looking to shore up their game. Great job from beyond the arc this quarter, shooting just above 60% for the game total. If you heard me right, 60%, 6-0.
Now here's Kelsey. Outside Andrews. Pass to Haji. Over Trigg. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Another bucket in the paint. That's just something they have not been able to stop today. And if they want to win this game, they got to figure out how to stop it.
You know, Brian, I think it's time to switch things up on D. What they've got going on right now is not getting it done.
Well, it has been said time and time again, but it doesn't make it any less true. The state of Indiana loves their basketball.
And it's one reason why a team like the Mad Ants can have such a devoted fan base. It goes across the entire state.
It's in everyone's DNA.
What a job he's doing here. His second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was a great quarter.
Now Kelsey into the lane. Deflected! And they'll keep possession down low. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
You got to take Kelsey seriously from there. He likes mixing in his mid-range jumper whenever he can.
Lets the three fly. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far.
Fans, a reminder that we use a 3-tiered waste disposal system here at the arena. Please make sure you throw your items away in the proper bin. Thank you for your consideration.
The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first two quarters. Haji has been sensational.
It has been sheer dominance in the post by him so far. Just tearing them to shreds when he gets the ball inside.
And getting it to him is the only hard part, because once he has it, he's kind of like Tim. He's automatic.
One thing you have to admire about Coach Keller is his commitment to having the team stay involved with the community.
When you create an atmosphere like that within a locker room in the surrounding city, you get more than the sum of your parts. Keller inspires his players by really making what they do larger than the results on the floor.
The Nets trail. Nelson outside. Back to Andrews. Picked by Haji. Outside Andrews. Just 5 to shoot. For the tie. The shot that time not on target. And Fort Wayne the other way now.
Paul Tatum, a Houston native, grew up in that area.
And Tatum was a huge Rockets fan growing up. You talk to him and he'll tell you his love for the game all started with him watching his hometown team as a kid.
Yeah, watching a little T-Mac, a little Yao Ming.
AI grabs the miss. Here's Fort Wayne. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Randolph. On the wing, Paul Tatum. Three-pointer. And the three ball is good.
They get one to drop. 1 of 4 here in the third.
And they're looking for some kind of spark here.
Yeah, cold stretch offensively. They need a bucket.
Timeout called, the Nets. Long Island making some changes. Pass to Haji. With 1 on the clock, and he nails it. It's in. Oh, right at the buzzer.
Pretty shot with about a second to spare.
Yeah, and as the defending team, you can't stand giving up a shot like that to close out the quarter.
It's almost like...
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enjoy the fourth. Who will carry the day? Mad Ants out in front. They're up by 4. We'll take a quick break and then get back to the action. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Back to Kelsey. Yes, and it's Andre Haji with the assist that time.
Coaches like to see big men like Haji pass it like this, proving he's a team player. Well, I'm not sure, Brian, if you caught the local news, but apparently some of the Mad Ant players played a pickup with some of the locals.
Yeah, a sight to see for sure. I believe it was AI and Tatum in a 2-on-2 game. You know, small things like that are what makes this team so endeared in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, they really love him out here.
He can be hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up strong enough.
You gotta ask, Where was he going with that pass? Awful turnover.
The Mad Ants leading. Pass to Trigg. AI up top. Back to Trigg. Lays it up and banks it in.
He knows how to make his mark in the paint. Trigg's got a lot of other jobs to do out there, but scoring inside, that's job number one.
Here's Andrews. Haji, Trigg defending, and Andre Haji gets double teamed. Second chance shot. Rebounded by Trigg. Now the Mad Ants with it. They lead by 4. AI drives in. Pass to Tatum. Randolph. Outside Young. Clock at 6. And Marcus Young slams it in.
The coach encourages Young to drive, to move with the ball, to create space for himself, and it looks like he's taking their advice.
Nelson outside. Out to the left wing. Here's Haji. And the jam by Andre Haji.
Solid on the one-hand slam.
And when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
2 easy points.
Yeah, he's an extremely reliable finisher.
Outside Young. Screen by AI. That's in. Coming off an assist from Marcus Young.
This is the kind of awareness you love seeing from Young, making more of an effort to pass it.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And slam dunk by Dustin Joseph.
What incredible timing on the alley-oop.
And he absolutely hammered it down.
What a feed.
That's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Back to Tatum. Young. Trigg a screen. Pulls up from the top of the key. And the Mad Ants tack on 2 more.
And really, you can tell Young is in his element. He's terrific at filling it up in multiple ways.
Now here's Haji. Trigg defending. Outside Andrews. Joseph the screen. Tatum brings the double team. And it's Long Island with another.
Solid mechanics on the jump shot, Andrews. This is why his coaches encourage him to shoot.
And Andre Haji gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. If you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the 4th quarter here.
Well, he was just laying in wait for that entry pass. Tremendous anticipation.
Puts the move on. He hits the first one, and that narrows the lead to just 3. So he gets them both.
Such a clutch performer. He loves being in those situations. A lot of guys say they do, but he truly does.
Timeout called, the Mad Ants. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in this 4th quarter. Pass to Randolph. Screen by AI. Randolph with it. He's against Joseph. Shot clock at 5. Here's Young. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. Here's the break. For 3, Ted Nelson. And again, it's the Nets missing. All Tatum attacking. It's stolen by Kelsey. They're moving it up. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. And they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them from this point forward. Milk the clock.
To Randolph. Tatum, Trigg a screen. 6 to shoot.
They're not letting up, guys. They just keep coming at them.
And I think it's safe to say that lead is too big to overcome at this point. Just not enough time on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Timeout called, the Nets. Your thoughts, guys?
Oh, this one, it's not over if they can get a quick score then foul.
Yeah, a few missed free throws and they're right back in it, but it has to happen fast.
Exactly, Brian. Have to do it real quick.
Randolph with the steal. And that's an intentional foul.
You know, they had to foul to stop that clock. That's really the enemy in this situation.
Yeah, and who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range.
Maybe knocked down a 3 or 2, who knows?
2 shots.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
An interesting thing I heard about Trigg is that he didn't take up basketball until he was halfway through high school. He was actually a gymnast as a young athlete, but his body outgrew that sport.
Timeout called, the Nets. Guys, what do you think?
Time is the big factor here. You need to get the points fast and then foul.
Yeah, Tim, and it has to be a quick foul. Every second is critical at this stage.
Yeah, they cannot waste any time if they want to come back.
They really need to score.
No mistakes.
Outside Andrews. For 3, Ted Nelson. They get it again. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
At the line for your man, it's AI. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line. And that puts them up 5. From long range, can't connect. And there it is, the final whistle. Mad Ants win. Fantastic performance from the team to defend the home court.
And there were standout stars tonight, sure, but I like the way that the whole team, everybody, aimed to slow up Vlad the Impaler. That was a key factor in Fort Wayne coming out with the win.
Offensively, the Mad Ants seem to be gelling, and you can just see when this team is on the same page. And they gave us a peek of how deadly they could be on offense tonight.
And that's about all she wrote, folks. For Tim Swartz and Brian Benefitemi, I'm Blake Suniga. Thanks for joining us on this presentation of G League Basketball.